So I got asked, how did I know I was ready to get baptized? I'm still in like the ooh of it right now, so I feel like this is the best time to kind of dissect this and give you guys some information. Now, I don't want to, mislead anybody. I don't want to act like I'm a prophet. I don't want to act like I'm just a regular woman who submitted herself to Christ, who has been submitting herself to Christ for over a year now. And I kind of just want to tell y'all like what I think, like what my perspective, like where I'm at and why I think I was ready to get baptized. So the first thing I want to say is my journey is unique. Your journey is unique, right? So what I might have had to submit might be different from what you have to submit. So keep that in mind when I tell you what I'm about to tell you. So I, again, have been doing this for over a year. I have submitted different things to Christ. I've struggled with certain areas in my life, and I knew that to be closer to him, I had to renounce it, right? So there was a lot of areas in my life that I had to pray over, and I had to break witchcraft, and I had to break, divination in my life. I had to break a lot of soul ties. I had to break, like, I had to literally purge my spirit from the head to the toe, and then back up, and then back down. And then I got to the point where it's like I was doing it so frequently, and it became so much easier to not sin. It became so much easier to submit to him. Like at first, I fell short, right? At first, I struggled. I still was falling into temptation. I was still committing sin. I was still lusting and all of the things that, I was struggling with. I was still doing it. I was kind of like one foot in, one foot out. And I know a lot of Christians and people who follow Christ talk about this. I was there. I've been there. Since April of last year, I just fully just said, I'm not going to do these things anymore. I'm going to run from sin. I'm not going to continue to have one foot in, one foot out. I'm going to be fully submitted, right? And sure enough, little by little, he convicted me of certain things that I was doing and people I was connected to, and I just kept praying over it. Man, I was just like, Father, I give this to you. Like, I give this mental fog to you. I give all of this sickness in my body to you. Like, I just kept doing it day in and day out. And there were days where I didn't, you know what I'm saying? There were days I didn't pick up my Bible. I asked for grace in those moments, but it got so consistent. And then it just felt like I did everything I needed to do to get to the place where I was like, the last step I need to take is to get baptized. And I did it today. I did it. So from my perspective, I feel like if you're gonna get baptized, you should be walking with him a little bit so you can appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we got to this point to really be made new, because I be telling him, I'm like, Father, I done submitted all this to you. Now it's just time to wash me, because I done left this all to you. So now it's time to just get the rest of it off of me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're gonna do it, you should definitely, it's always an internal thing, right? Like, look within you. Start looking within you about the things that you want to change and submit to Christ. Start, renouncing things in your life. Stop giving into temptation. Try to stop sinning. Try to ask God to make you hate sin, right? Once you get to a point of like, it becomes second nature, and now this is just who you are, and you carrying yourself like a God-fearing man and woman, you know what I'm saying? Then you can get to the point where you're like, all right, Lord, like, what's next? That's literally what I'm like, what's next? I got delivered in church last Sunday. I caught the Holy Spirit for the first time. And it was just like, from that day, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I've never caught the Holy Spirit in church. It's like the closer you get to him, the more you hear him, the more you feel him, the more your life affects other people around you, the more that when you pray, it moves stuff, right? Once you get to that point, and maybe even before, right? Because your journey is your own. Like, you might get to the point of baptism before you go through all of those things, right? That's on you. But I feel like for me, it was like I was hitting brackets in my walk with him. I'm like, okay, bet. I surrendered. I'm abstaining from sex. Boom. I'm giving up this. Boom. I'm giving up that. I'm giving up that. All right. I'm ready to be baptized. So hopefully this answers that question, and hopefully this gives you guys like some kind of insight on like what you can do to get to that point. And again, I'm not perfect, right? Even now that I'm baptized, I know now that I'm going to be attacked even more than I was before. And you see a lot of people get baptized and they always revert back to worldly things. It's unfortunate, but it does happen, right? So I'm going to give myself grace. I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to stay doing the things that I was doing already before I got baptized. And it should just only be up from here. I'm going to heaven.